What's up, YouTube? Mr. Llama SC here, bringing you the Hell Druid guided playthrough speedrun thing. Not speedrun, just a guided playthrough. This is going to be part 3 of 3 for this series, and our druid right now is level 57. Your druid might be anywhere from level 46 to 73. There's really a massive range that you can spend time here in Nightmare. Just leveling your character, gearing your character, all of that stuff. So remember, that's really the important thing to remember is go at your own speed. If you don't feel as comfortable playing, if you don't feel like, oh, I can dodge as much stuff and do all that stuff, spend a little bit more time just leveling up. Use the /players command to level and do your stuff. On Nightmare Bale, do that a few times. I mean, heck, even if you do like 10 Bale runs and then you start pushing it to like players 8 for a lot, right, as you're getting a little bit further into it, you're going to be like high 60s. I mean, it's crazy. So you can spend very little time, less than an hour bailing and be in your good into your 60s there. It's really nice. So wherever you're at, that is fine. Make sure that you feel comfortable because we are now going to hell. And this is what we are looking like in hell. So the first thing I want to mention is we have nothing in our skill trees except for elemental. You might have summon Grizzly Bear, right? So 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. I'm going to work towards this for sure. I'm only 57 now. I'll probably want the bear by like Act 3, somewhere around there. So, you know, I'm going to be working towards this. You might already have it. That's totally fine. Remember, if you want more life, you put points into Dire Wolf. That'll increase the life. And then also remember, anything that's plus to skills overall is going to also give the attributes to everything. Because synergies in the summon tree, like I said in the normal video, synergies in the summon tree, soft and hard points both work for synergies. This is like one of the rare cases that works in this game. Stats-wise, we have 60 strength because 60 allows us to wear plated belts and just a lot of like nice gear. Everything else is vitality, so I'm just trying to pound up my life right there pretty quickly. And then gear-wise, I'm wearing Irathas, this ring right here with some fire res, this belt with some cold and light res, but I might swap this on because this is 87 life, even though I do lose a slot. That is a pretty substantial gain right there. I have this ring, 10 FCR with res, which is fantastic. Any FCR plus res jewelry you can find is going to be best in slot for you. Faster run walk with fire res, that's fantastic for me. Ancient's Pledge, which is good resistance here. You might have a Rhyme Shield or something. You could also run something like a Moser's or something like that, right? So depending what you found in Nightmare, the more resistances you can get on your shield, the better. That's going to be your goal right here, is just get res, get res, get res. I'm wearing a stealth armor. You could also wear a smoke. You could wear a Lionheart. You could wear a treachery. You could wear, right? There's multiple like mid to low level rune word armors that you could wear that are going to be decent. I like this one because it does give me the fast run walk, cast rate, and hit recovery, and all three of those are really important for this character right now. But any of the others can be very nice, especially if you want to boost your resistances, which is super, super helpful. I have a 20 FCR wand. This one has 16 mana. It really isn't that hard to find one that'll have like resistances. So you can shop a Kara or Drognan, and you can just look for, you know, this has 30 cold res, 10 energy. If that's 20 FCR, then you get 20 FCR, 30 cold res, right? So it's pretty simple, and you can just do stuff where you just reset it, or go get the Cold Plains Waypoint and use that for your reset. And just like shop to find yourself a wand that's fire res and 20 FCR, blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is that you want, you can just do that. So that's going to be a pretty important like thing to do over time, because just getting the additional FCR is pretty important. And then I'm going to head over here. And like I said before, you can also shop for a really nice like plated belt and some gloves and boots and helms and things like that while you're over here, right? So I'm going to keep this belt. Let's just put it right here and take these out with us. I could probably get rid of those Sanders. And yeah, so now I've got some life and some res, and my res are at least positive, which is decent for me. And now we are good to go. Let's start our timer. So, one of the first, biggest, most important things that you need to think about is, one, there's a lot of cold immunes now in Hell. And so we have to be careful about cold immunes, because cold immune, we obviously can't hit them. This boss is cold and physical immune, so this is literally impossible for me to kill, because I do cold and physical damage. Remember, tornado does physical and hurricane does cold. But the nice thing is his zombies can still take physical damage. So I'm going to kill some of them, just get some experience. And same thing happened there, and same thing happened here. Be careful of Conviction Aura. You'll notice it has massive drops on your resistances. Also, I like picking up full rejuves. I would say that's one of the best things that you can do, is just get your full rejuves going. And one of the most important things as well, Tornado, is positioning, and this is something that you're going to have to kind of figure out, is just what is the best positioning for my character as I'm playing through the game. Because your tornadoes, look, if I send a tornado, let me go down here. Let's send a tornado right here. Okay, that one had a pretty good path. Let's send it over there. That one kind of took a hit to the right. That one is going way to the left. Like, that's not at all where I'm casting. That one is, though. So you have to really, like, think about where you're clicking your mouse and where you are standing when you're trying to cast things like that. Nightmare Countess will not drop a Lum Rune, no. You could get it from your Hellforge. You can just get it as a drop somewhere. Nightmare Cows could be a solid place to try and pick it up. And Hell Countess. The highest you'll get is an Io Rune. So, if you want to try and collect those, you can. Okay, try and get Boss Man.
A gift for you. Did someone said I.O. doll?
Didn't say I.O. doll. Thank you, Gymnasium. Welcome back for 23 months. So yeah, the other thing is, remember that bosses have added on another modifier in Hell. So in normal they get one modifier, in Nightmare they get 2 modifiers, but in Hell they get 3 modifiers. And when you get things like stacked damage, because fire and cold and lightning and stuff like that, when you get conviction auras with lightning enchants, all these different combinations really start to get deadly. And so you need to be extremely careful. Amrune, lots of Amrunes. That's our 3rd one, actually.
A gift for you.
Thank you, Fez.
I finally hit my 1-year mark.
Woohoo!
What do I win now?
You win a new subscriber badge that says you've been here for a whole year. Pretty pog. Beautiful. I'm really hoping that we don't run into like a stone skin physical cold immune boss. That would stink. Nope, okay. But here we do have a cold enchant, light enchant, so we do have to be a little careful.
Fez_O_Rama gifted a tier 1 sub to Mariano Tekken.
Wow.
They have given 287 gift subs in the channel.
GG. Thank you so much, Fez. Congrats, Mariano. So yeah, just be a little careful. Yeah, Corpse Fire can spawn dual immune. It's a little annoying. Sometimes it's worth just running ahead to check him and see and make sure that he hasn't spawned it. And here you can once again see the beauty of tornado pathing. It's really tough sometimes. can be super annoying. Okay.
Is that all of them?
We have a lot of rejuves in our inventory, taking up a little bit of space. Let's do this. We'll go ahead and drop the Jade Tendo. I don't really need a lower res wand, which is really unfortunate, because that would be like nice to need and such a cool find. But we just don't need it. Put that away, and then we can put a few juvies away. I also don't really need Crocaw, though I could use that for a mercenary later if I want. So this seems pretty okay. Okay, let's go. Where's your 3-year badge? It's coming any second now. And we have 58, which is nice. And never feel like you need to kill every single thing either, right? Always make sure that you focus on killing some stuff.
I made it to the Deku tree. How long do I have to farm to get a Master Sword drop?
I don't think it quite works like that. But there are monsters that give differing amounts of experience and stuff, and this, for instance, is one of them. So gargantuan beasts are actually really nice. We'll grab the shrine before we kill him. Really good experience. Even though we do have some levels already, you know. And this is the thing, we could increase the player area level if we wanted. Burial grounds. Sure, we'll do it. Why not? Let's go have fun with Bloodraven. Thank you very much, Micro. So with how much she runs around, it's gonna be a little bit annoying. But at least Hurricane will hit her. So, not that easy to find Stony every time. Usually it's, I mean, I should have known on that map. I wasn't looking. Give me a good drop. Nope. Nothing. Nothing there. So much experience, though. It's true. My next FCR breakpoint is going to be 68. Which means always pick up Demon Hide Sashes and stuff, because you never know when you're going to get a really good one. It's also worth good gold if you'd like. So I have 20, 45, 55, 65, because I have a ring that has FCR if I want it. So really, I just need to find an FCR amulet. As soon as I find that, then I'll be able to hit that breakpoint. Nice. And always check shrines. That's why whenever you see a shrine, go check it. Because you never know. You might get an experience shrine. Can I make Spirit Sword? I cannot, because I'm playing on ladder. Whoa, hello. Also, did I mention how OP archers are? Goodness gracious. Yeah, so you have to play on ladder, you have to play with Pluggy mod or some other mod, or you have to have adjusted your runes.txt file to enable it. Could craft a caster belt for it. That is true. I could also just do a caster Ami if I wanted and make it easier. Which maybe I'll end up doing, because my amulet is really funny. It's just some resistances. Ah, that's not the 23 DR one. I have a 23 damage reduction one that's kind of funny. Not many speedrunners craft. Yeah, I mean, it's just very expensive to craft. That's usually why you don't see it too often. Like, it's hard to get the perfect gem and all that stuff. Oh, God. And this is one of those really dangerous mobs. One, they are fast. Two, they can slow you with frozen. And 3, you're not like fast to get away, and you have bad frames. So it really is a pretty rough scenario. If they get on top of you, they'll just keep hitting you for cold damage, and it makes it just super hard. No gold. And it was amp damage, which is also very rough. Exactly. Oh, and fanaticism, here they come. And that's the other thing. Extra fast is super brutal. So in certain areas like this, it can just be super worth it to move a little slower, right? Just take your time. And, you know, you don't have to fly through. And this is also where having a bear can be really helpful. Right. You can just throw the bear down, they'll focus on him, and you can keep resummoning him. Alright, so I need a Ral rune, which I'm pretty sure I have, P amethyst, a jewel, and there's a shark skin belt, another good belt to pick up and check. Oops. And big res. Nope. And then the amulet. And we'll cast, or try and craft on that. Okay. Not bad. Pod feels like a community patch more than a mod. Yeah, it's kind of like that. I mean, it definitely has some mod feeling to it in my opinion. But that's mostly just like some of the skill changes. Because they made some things a little bit too OP, I feel like. Let's see move through a little too easily, and there needs to be just more worse stuff. And something like that, just avoid it, right? It's like archers in trees. Trees are gonna get in the way. And then it's just gonna not be a fun time for you to try and kill stuff in there. So just don't bother. Like, you can waste your time on it, but I would not recommend it. And then same with something like this. Do I really want to sit here and try and deal with an extra fast cold enchanted group? Not really. I'd rather just run away. But if you want to, you can, right? It all is personal preference. How much do you want to put in terms of effort and time for different things like that? So for me, I just look at a group like that and I go, yeah, I'm just gonna spend a long time kiting and dealing with it. That's just not worth it to me. And the nice thing is you can do Countess runs on this character. Because his damage is physical, and so that's all we really need, right, for those. I'll just kill some things here. Oh god. Guessing one of the archers hit me for cold damage. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look. And this is where you would potentially come if you wanted to get a lot of like really good things. Nice, look at all those full rejuves. So if you wanted to get a bunch of runes, you want to make that smoke, you want to make hurricane is cold damage. You can see on the screen physical cold. But yeah, like if you want to get, you know, and even get higher runes, right? Because Countess can drop up to Ist rune for her drop, and up to low rune for her regular monster drop, and then her minions can drop even higher than that. So I think that's how it goes. It's like I say, and if you draw a map like this, you can spend even more time here. Be careful with archers. They are disgusting, per usual. And positioning can also just be rough. Yeah, we got a really solid map though, so that's nice. And it's also decent experience down here still. Right? So that's the other, like, nice part about it. My goodness, map. Soul Lust. Okay. Long map. Yeah, hell Countess maps tend to just have some distance on them for sure. Oh lordy. They're pretty big maps. There it is. So just refresh all your stuff whenever you get a chance. Nice night. And do be careful of Ghost, as remember, Ghosts are physical immune. Now, the nice thing is, if you want, you can just let your Hurricane kill them. The problem is they have to get close to you for that to happen. And so that depends how long you want to sit there and let your Hurricane go after them. Honestly, I generally just avoid Ghost and say, nah, it's okay. Let's go down here. Refresh our stuff. And I'll set a safety TP. Never a terrible idea. Oh, we need to go to Kane as well, that's right. Yeah, Bloodraven's pretty pointless. Unless you just want to have fun and kill her. Otherwise, not much use there. Also, that is a super chest. Whenever you have that spot like that, so just a heads up for what to look for on super chests there. But you can see most of the mobs down here aren't too bad. Ghosts are going to be a problem because of the physical immune. Everything else, though, really isn't too bad unless you get some, like, really awful archer group, in which case I recommend just running past it, per usual, for that recommendation. Does Bloodraven give quest loot? I don't think so. Maybe Twister Ghost? If they're immune to physical, will Twister still stun them? That's my question. Oh, they're extra fast. Okay. And one more casting. I don't really use Twister too often. Some people like to use it. Dang. It's just so much damage to get hit by a regular archer. It's crazy. Alrighty. What's the difference in rolls from chests? There's a lot of difference actually in them. They're each very different. So, not a quick explanation. Careful of her minions, they are cold immune. Hell Tal. Not exactly what we were hoping for. Alright, well, that is Countess. Easy enough. We have enough Hell runes to make an Io rune, if we want to make one of those. I mean, like I say, that doesn't really do a lot for us, but, you know. We got it. So that's a thing. Go ahead and just get some gold. Put that there. And I actually want to, I'm going to check again for 20 FCR worth of resistances. Nope. We can save Kane. But let's go over here. Let's gamble an amulet. 1 to sorceress skills. Not quite. Amulet. Oh, I kind of like that jewel. Jewel. P amethyst. Do I not have a Rao rune? Oh my god, I don't have a Rao rune. That's weak. Is it worth to farm LK in Nightmare? Yeah, totally. Okay, let's go to Stonyfield. Totally worth. Crafting canceled. Now, one thing to note is I am not crafting fully optimally here because I'm crafting at level 59 on an amulet gambled from a level 59. So the higher up that you go, the higher level you are, the better your gamble is going to be, essentially. And a lot of people like to gamble at level 93, I think, is when you want to gamble amulets, because then you're always going to get an amulet with a high enough thing on it that it can craft the best, essentially. Because there's different mods that can't happen below that. So, something to just note. Three, 4, 5. So, regardless, let's go ahead and start working towards our Grizzly Bear. And I'm also going to set our Oak Sage. Now, I'm not really going to focus on the Oak Sage because he's going to die pretty much immediately. But it's still fun to have him. You know, still just a nice thing. And I can always use him as a bait to just get in the way. So at the very least, that's always a good thing, is just whenever I need, I can cast him up. But also if I'm like at Ancients and I've got the focus or something like that, that also totally works. Take Orc's Leg. I need a Rao rune. Yeah, it can be super nice to get 40 IAS on that with some ED. Pretty decent. A little bit low damage. And this ring does nothing for us. 2 to strength. Attack rating, nah. Mana, meh. The other thing, everything else is pretty meh about it. Not the greatest. Not the greatest. But that's okay. Have I ever made a more in-depth crafting video? No. But I could. Honestly, it feels like I would need to make like 5 or 6 crafting videos, because crafting is... It's not complicated in this game. Like, PoE crafting is complicated. This is not that. But it is complicated in the way of, like, knowing what levels you want to get for every affix that you're shooting for and things like that. So the crafting itself is pretty self-explanatory. It's much more just like, okay, when I'm crafting gloves, I want to be level 60x to have the best chance to craft the perfect gloves, because I don't care about any of those higher mods. So using a character that has that is going to be best, as opposed to if I'm crafting, you know, an amulet, the higher the level, the better, of course, and then 93 is where you want to be, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so there's a lot of just like that stuff, and it gives you... Yeah, so it's like an item level guide is really the big piece of it. So, I guess the cool part of the video would be, one, if we did a bunch of crafting in it, just because it's fun to watch crafting. But also talking about like the different mods that can be crafted and why they'd be beneficial for your character. I think that could just be true overall, though. Not even specific to a crafting video. But I really want to make an affix video that just talks about affixes. And just says, here's all the affixes in the game. Here's what's cool. Here's what ain't. Kind of simple like that. Hey, Minkus. You know. And I've always wanted to do like an affix rating video where I literally go through and I like rate every single affix in the game from top to bottom, kind of like order them. I think that would be really fun. And some of them are tough to rate because it's like, okay, you know, is attack rating good? Like on a melee character, yeah. On a caster, it means nothing. But for, you know, a melee, like that's probably T2, something like that. With your T1s being like IAS, enhanced damage, cannot be frozen. That sort of stuff. Light radius. Light radius would not be the bottom. I'd say on the bottom would be probably poison length reduced. I feel like that's worse than... I'd rather have light radius than poison length reduced, personally. What's going on with the splits? What do you mean? They're right. Or, I mean, you could say like repair, but eth repair, like that's a tough one to rate. How do you rate eth repair? Or not eth repair, but just repairs one durability. Is that a T1? Because it enables, it's like one of the best things that you can get on an eth item that's like super good? Or is it low because it's trash in almost all cases, with the exception of when it's amazing? You know, it's a little hard to rate some of them. Because it's not one that when you find it you want to go, yes, I got it, right? Like, unless it's an eth item, and then you go, yeah, now it's good. That's the only time. What up, Duck? So, that's definitely the hardest part of the rating, in my opinion, is just what do you do when you run into things like that? Because I want to make something so somebody can pick up a rare item, look at the rare item, and go, wow, that's good, or darn, that's not good. And that's one of those. So maybe I just have a grouping for hard to says, hard to tells. Something like that, you know? I don't know. Oh, it's Creamy here? Hey, Creamy. I remember my first time discovering runewords. Accidentally making Enigma Jobberith or whatever, because I didn't realize the order mattered. The rare ring point system. Yeah, the point system's interesting, but it doesn't really talk about the range of it as well, right? It just says give a point for each one of these mods, life, strength, you know, things like that. But it's not talking about like, are you getting 20 strength or are you getting 5 strength? Also, what character is it on? Because that has another effect. I guess in an overall value, but for each person, you know, they need to know that strength is worth more on different characters, dex is worth more on different characters, things like that. Okay, we'll go here and continue working towards our big old bear. And once again, I'm okay just moving through at, you know, hey, Iodol, at a slower speed on this character. Rushing is really tough for this character because if you do jump forward and you jump into an area that you can't fight, or you jump into an area with monsters, it's not like the assassin or sorceress or whatever, where you're gonna like get out of it as easily. This character gets stuck just due to the simple nature of how it works. So something like this is risky. You got to be careful on that stuff. They are lightning balls I'm not sure if they also have some like physical damage mixed in with them, to be honest. But I know they do lightning damage. 24 hit recovery. Not a bad belt. Something you could definitely use. So we're gonna run this in a counterclockwise direction, and the reason is because I want to get the waypoint first. Because this is going to be your new next best spot for farming. Right, until Mephisto. And Dariel and Mephisto are both just amazing. You're going to have to learn to love them. They are so good. And you should appreciate Dariel and Mephisto. Yeah, we got a physical immune there. So come over here. Don't really want to fight on that. Ow. Give ourselves a little more space to fight. Whew. Nasty. Alright, well, we'll go get this waypoint. There'll be more roller coaster tycoon in the future. I know all of your guests were excited to ride Creamy Colon. They were very excited to ride Creamy Colon. I can't deny that. Potentially, yeah. I'm sure we'll do some more in the future. Like, that's not one that I schedule in all the time, but, you know, some days you just feel like it. Thank you, Nose Trip. So again, if there's a monster that's just taking a while to kill and all this stuff, feel free to just ignore it and just move. Go do what you want to do. Wow, I did not expect this to be all the way over and up. So those spiders are just taking a little bit too long for me. Level 3. Let's see where this takes us. And always just keep an eye on your resistances. Make sure they're positive. The closer to 75, obviously, the better. I mean, I don't need to state that. But, like, it really makes a difference having good res versus not. Like, right now, I can tank those fire shots, and it's not too bad. I also have my Cyclone armor. I can fight against Tainteds if I want. Stuff like that. If I did not have resistances, I mean, it would just be super deadly for me to even try that stuff. Do I just skip everything that's cold fizz immune? Pretty much. Okay, so I just need to make sure I keep popping this stuff up. Careful of these hits. That was a double immune, so that was fire, or I mean light and cold enchanted, so I just wanted to make sure I put on my elemental armor again. And I'm going to keep recasting it kind of every time that I'm getting hit by these tainted balls, just because it's a lot of damage. Oh, he's got a physical immune going. Okay. Let's go turn this in.
Good day.
First source was stacked with P topaz. That's the way to go, man. Turn our hammer in.
Fresh meat.
Thank you, Scurry. Look for any sort of dope. Mwah! Big kisses for you.
Hello.
Quick look at the items. Continuing vitality. And we'll get up on him there. So I can even just avoid that boss, right? That boss is physical immune. I can say, you know what? Forget about it. Or we can go to him if we want and just do the run around game and let our hurricane take care of him. It's kind of annoying, but he's so slow that it doesn't matter that much. Forget about it. And now we just kill Andariel. And remember, this is going to be one of the most important things that you're going to do in the game. And that is quest bugging Andariel. Quest bugging Andariel. So in order to do that, remember, as soon as we kill Andariel, we're just gonna go and we're going to talk to Warriv and head east, and then it's done. And then it is done. Simple as that. It's not too much crazier. And that attack is her most deadly, so be aware of that. But it's just one of those fights that's just gonna take a little bit of time, you know. Just some running around. And the biggest thing, of course, also is trying to get your tornadoes to actually hit her. You can see those ones went way off track. You never know if you're gonna get a good tornado path or not. So when you do, it can be really nice to cast like 2 or 3. Just for safety's sake. We'll do that. Feel free to get antidote potions as well if you want to stack up on poison. That also works. So that adds 50 poison res for 30 seconds for each potion that you chug, and then 10 to your max poison res as well. Who quits the game? Most people accidentally bug Andariel, but some people don't. Shaco. Rip. Nothing. Alright. Well, no items, but that's okay. And Andariel is bugged. Give yourselves a round of applause. You have now massacred Andariel. And feel free to go and kill Andariel as many times as you'd like to farm for some good items. And I would also highly recommend having some sort of magic find swap. Right? 11 mana. I mean, it's just not anything we super need. I also don't really need this mana either, so I'm just going to dump that. Put that away, and that up there. So, yeah, it's one of those, like, have a magic find setup where you just carry around, you know, like this, right? I can just take all these and shove all 4 of these. I could make them perfect using the gem shrine trick, where you just go and just keep farming gem shrines so they're all perfects. Shove all 4 of them into a 4 open socket armor, and then you're going to have 96% magic find in an armor, and then right before you kill, you swap it on, because it's on kill that it calculates your MF. Not on cast, not on start, it's on kill. So you can just put these things on right at the end. You can shove 3 of them into a helm for the same effect. You can buy MF gloves, MF boots very easily, MF belt. And so it really doesn't take too long to farm up those sorts of things. And then you can just continue with that pretty easily. So let's actually go back here. We're going to go to Nightmare really fast. We're going to go to the Frigid Highlands. We're going to get this Ral rune. Ooh, let's actually pick up this jewel as well, as that will be a better jewel, and then we can save our good jewel. How neat is that? I think I wrote the script for this game. I wish. Same pickle. Ooh, a pickle sounds nice. So yeah, always remember, you get a free Ral, Ort, and Tal rune just for completing Act 5s, basically. So it's really simple. So if you ever need to pick one of those up, it's an easy way to do it. And not there. Okay. I guess it could be in that area. Let's go check it. Nope. That was the end. Okay. I already got all three? No, I didn't. I just did two. We got one more. Should be right here. Okay. So now we'll get this. We'll re-gamble an amulet. I'll actually go level up to 62 and then we'll do it. We have our Row Rune. And the reason I'm going to re-gamble an amulet is we'll get a slightly higher amulet eye level, most likely. And, yeah, we're doing it for that. So there's a lot of, like, cold immunes in the dry hills and stuff, so I usually just ignore them. Yeah, and then just push forward. Because the biggest thing, the first thing that we actually care about is getting the far oasis waypoint, really. Birds are nice. They're pretty decent experience. So we'll grab them. And I don't like fighting those guys, so we won't. Some spear cats. There's a waypoint. And no exit there. So we'll keep looking. But one of the other nice things is Act 2 is actually a pretty decent area to farm, especially the Far Oasis if you have some lightning resist. And the Lost City as well, assuming that you don't get those Marauder dudes who are cold immune and can be like fast and hit you for cold damage and stuff. So a lot of times that's a place I'll also come over and farm, is just out here. Because you can just get a decent amount of things. Jagged Star. You can get a decent amount of things to kill. Itchies are cold immune as well, by the way, so you do have to be careful with that. But, or I mean, physical immune. But the nice thing is, your Hurricane actually does pretty good damage to them. So, it's not actually too long before you just get a kill on them. And here is Moonfall, which has some nice damage on it. This could totally be a weapon at level 42 to use. Not for us, obviously. But, you know, just in general. He's barefoot. Oh, that's a good one. What up, Wheat? Also, hey, lols. But it is pretty nice to just come out here and just kill a lot of stuff. And like I say, your Hurricane pops most things pretty quickly. So any good open areas without a lot of cold immunes are generally pretty solid. And wow, we just have all of the waypoints, which is pretty helpful. So that's nice. And this guy's immune to physical, but one, he's not immune to cold, so if we want to take the time, we can. I'm just going to kill his minions, because his minions are still worth all of that bonus experience. Right? Like we talked about. Sometimes it's just super nice to fight minions and call it good. We'll go up here. These night tigers are going to be lightning immune, so that's not a big deal. Tomb creepers are going to be fire immune, so that's not a big deal. So like I say, it's a pretty good area for farming. Again, you'll just run into some physical immunes here and there. You watch me play Dota, and there we go. We leveled up. So we'll go get our next level of crafting probably here in a second. I haven't played Dota in a while, yeah. I mean, Dota's not like ever my main game, but it is fun to dabble in here and there, I will admit. Okay, so we're gonna be a little careful in the Claw Viper Temple. Snakes are just really brutal.
Kill Rada and get your free skill point, you lazy flower painting.
Wow.
And hell both.
That's, I'm so lazy though. So, one, snakes are cold immune, so that's dangerous for us. But they also have this stunning charge, and it's just truly awful. And so you can just get caught over and over and over again in that. Right? And you just can't really do anything. So it kind of is pretty rough. Also, Bone Warriors are cold immune as well. Might make one per class. Yeah, it might be a good way to do it, honestly. Okay, the other option, of course, is just teleport through. And say, forget about it. I don't feel like taking all that time. And sometimes that yields success. Other times, you're just gonna die. And it's very tough to get out of situations if you get caught in them with this character, like we talked about before. So, it's one of the downfalls. And there we go. So feel free to take it as fast or slow as you want. This is also where having a bear, very helpful. Like, extremely helpful. But yeah, if you wanna teleport through, I don't blame you, because it can just be pretty nasty. Kill some dudes here, get a little experience, pick up some of these things. And the eye level of that amulet's probably pretty decent, so that's probably good enough. 2 to Shadow Disciplines. Darn. Okay, so now what we can do is we can literally take this and we're just going to craft it, right? So we're gonna make this is a caster amulet, and this is where you just wanna look up crafting on Diablo 2, and you can look and see all of the different ways that you can craft in this game. And so this is going to give us faster cast rate on an amulet, a couple other mods, and then we can get some bonus stuff as well. So maybe we'll get some like plus to druid skills or good res or something.
Join my army, Dan.
Hit the lever. Hit the lever. Hit the
Darn.
lever.
Ah, thank you, stranger. Now, well, we got the 9 FCR, so that will get us to our 68. Other than that, this amulet really has nothing for us, though. 2 to Warcries would be fantastic for a Warcry Barb. Cold damage is nothing. Energy, mana, regen, I mean, those are going to be there, but no res or anything like that on it. So kind of disappointing, but at the very least, it is FCR, so we have that to work with. But darn. Could have had something a lot nicer, you know. But crafting in this game is actually really hard, so. Oh well.
Don't forget to look up Llama's full crafting video on YouTube for all your answers you need in this playthrough.
I don't have one. We just talked about that. Darn. When I first played Diablo, did I go ladder or just fun? I mean, when I first played it was back when Diablo like came out. So I definitely played online. I guess my first play was on single player. I didn't like go extremely far with it there. And then, and make sure you keep your cyclone armor up with beetles around. And then after that, I went online and I just stayed online. I didn't even like finish the game or anything, you know, on single player.
Am I late for sub only December?
Well, it wasn't a thing, so no, because that's not a real thing. I never actually beat this game in single player, as I'm sure most of you guys have not, until middle of college. Because most people just go online, they get rushed, they get some friends, that whatever stuff, you know. Been a patron supporter since 2016. Nice. Did I make another IO Dole wand? Have I thought about doing a guide video for Diablo 1? Like a walkthrough? Honestly, I'd have to like... I don't have enough Diablo 1 knowledge, in my opinion. Oops. Wrong key. Alright, maggot lair time. Another area where you can go as fast or as slow as you want. Just make sure you keep your whatever up. That's all I can say. Make sure your cyclone armor stays up. If it drops, you are going to be in a world of pain. Good morning. How are you? What are your thoughts on playthroughs where you have to kill every single monster? Sounds like a nightmare. But yeah, when I was a kid... Also, your tornadoes in here are atrocious. Friendly reminder. When I was a kid, it was like, I don't know, the game was just so hard. I never played through, actually. It wasn't until I got into being a streamer and not even being a streamer, before I became a streamer, but much older, that I actually sat down and tried to play through the whole game and went, wow, this is really hard.
Good day.
Manverse stream is going to be on the 29th. You should just be able to window capture it. I don't know why yours isn't. Mine's never had that problem. 10 days from now, that's right. And you can sit and kill stuff if you would like in the maggot lair as much as you want. Or not. Up to you. Oh, it's so hard to cast tornadoes down here. I have not tried Wilson. All I've done is watch their difficult launch. Until they fix that bug. Did they fix the bugged build yet? I still don't know why that hasn't been fixed. It's one of the most frustrating things I've seen. Mr. Time. I feel like the game in 4 months will be more fun to play. That is my predictions, thoughts, whatever on it. Give the game. They released it too early. They weren't ready to release it. And now it's just you're paying $45 or whatever it is to beta test for them. That's what it feels like to me. Have I played any game from software? What does that mean? Oh no, he's physical immune. From software. Still don't know what that means.
Fresh meat.
Thank you, Wheat Not Cooper, for the sub. Dark Souls Bloodborne? Oh, no, I have not. I need to just do a Dark Souls playthrough if we're gonna be honest. Cursed, Fire Enchanted. I don't really feel like fighting that. Let's just grab the staff and skedaddle. Yeah, I think I would enjoy it.
I've heard.
Does every player count also make for better drops? Depends what you're killing, but generally yes. The overall idea is a higher player count equals more drops, not better drops, but more drops, which is going to give you better drops because you're getting more. Right. But not every monster is going to drop more drops, because some of them have a set number that they're going to drop for you, and that's it. Yeah, it reduces the chance of something called no drop. So whenever you kill a monster, it has a no drop chance, which is the chance that it drops nothing. And so the higher the player count, the lower the drop chance of no drop. Thus, the higher chance of a drop occurring. And these guys have so much health. If that makes sense. And this is where, when you get to bosses, eventually they're going to hit that limit, because can only drop so many items. And so that's why most people don't like to farm, like, most bosses over players 3, because you're not really getting a lot of added value in terms of items. Because the no drop chance at players 3 is going to be pretty close to non-existent. I mean, it's a little bit, but it's a pretty big boost. So at players 3, most bosses are dropping maximum items. Oh god. Get him. How are you shooting me? Oh, I didn't even see that. Okay. Make sure we got our stuff up. And he's fire enchant, light enchant, and gets on you and hits pretty hard, so we're just gonna avoid it. So now we come to the Arcane Sanctuary, which is one of the worst areas, and the biggest reason is because there's ghosts in here. And it's tight passages with ghosts, which are physical immune. So feel free to go as fast or as slow as you want through this area. I personally just like to mass teleport it, because it's just super annoying and slow otherwise. Oh baby, a first way. Goodness gracious, hello. That's super nice. And a key of hate. There you go. First way with a key of hate. So if you're saying, what the heck is a key of hate? That's weird. In this game, there are Ubers. Okay. And so you take the keys. You take a key of hate, a key of destruction, and a key of terror, which come from the Countess and Nilithak. Those are the three. And then the Summoner are the three people that drop keys. Their drop rates are roughly like 1 in 8, 1 in 10, 1 in 11. I think that might be on a higher player count. And so it's probably a little worse than that. So you take the 3 keys, you shove them in your cube, and you press transmute, and it will open a portal to one of 3 areas, which has a boss in it, Duriel or Isuel or Lilith. And you go in there, kill them, get their organs, combine those together. You open up Uber Tristram, where you fight Baal, Diablo, and Mephisto, all in Tristram. And then you get a torch, which is a really good item. You can do this online, or you can do this if you have a mod like Pluggy that enables it. It will not work in your regular single player, unfortunately. Just as a heads up. Will not work in regular single player. So a key is actually worthless. They just left that drop in, but it doesn't actually do anything here. And we got Ghost as a spawn, which kind of is annoying. Yeah, it makes it kind of silly to drop it, because then it's like, why? They just never removed it. So, yeah, Ghosts kind of stink. Overall, though, it's not too dangerous in this tomb. Just got to watch out for some extra fast things, some maulers, stuff like that. And, of course, mass swarms of ghosts. Yeah, so Ubers are completely recreated in Pluggy, which is really fun to do. The only difference is they don't spawn all of their ads. Because they removed, they couldn't get that since that's done server side when the game is going. So that's a pretty easy tomb to just run through. Yours might be more filled with stuff, maybe some beetles and stuff. It is also decent experience though, so.
Hey Yama,
Hey.
speaking of the Uber bosses,
Yeah.
as a streamer, do you feel you get the same questions over and over again?
It's nothing, that has nothing to do with Uber bosses. It's just, thank you, Cosmic. We're gonna chug these to get our cold res up. Get some more potions. And swap on this ring to get ourselves even more cold res. And go into the chamber. Alright, Duriel time. So, same sort of idea and style that we've had before. Be careful, he can do some good damage. This is also where having a summon can be really helpful, as you can do this stuff. And so you can kind of lock him into it a little bit more. And it might even be worth trying a Spirit Wolf. Right. So this is where those summons are just super, super helpful, right? Instead of having to constantly run around. And this is once again also where a bear is actually extremely helpful. Because a bear is going to take a couple of shots, and that's going to give you enough time.
A gift for you.
I am Bach. I think for every sub anniversary, I've mentioned beans so beans.
Alright, that's fair. Beans so beans. It's not animal abuse, they're protecting me. So dire wolves are also decent here, just to get in the way. Get him. So it just makes it a lot less dangerous for you. You don't have to just do all the kiting and stuff. And once again, with a bear, it's super nice. Save the frames, kill the animals, right? Alright, let's get a good drop. If you want to stand in range so your hurricane hits them as well, that can be better. Well. Better defense. Nothing good there, unfortunately. But with that being said, Act 2 is now done. Look at you moving through these acts like a professional. Killing it. Good job. It's got some nice enhanced damage on it. You could give that to a mercenary. Some lifesteal as well. 20 to max damage. It's a pretty good fork right there. This would totally be something you could give him if you didn't want to make him a nice rune word or something. 9 life leech, max damage, ED, prevent monster. I mean, it's just solid all around. Solid all around. And we picked up a Thol rune. We will get rid of the Tier rune for it there. Now remember, we get our stamina potions. Can also be nice to just pick up a thawing just in case. And feel free to summon things, even though we're not really going to use them that much.
Don't forget to bug Duriel too. You have to talk to Jaren and then go to the palace and take a town portal before talking to Mashif. Llama will say it's just quicker, but subs know better.
Thing. No, it's just quicker. It's not actually a thing here. Thank you, Kabiel. Fake camel, right? So now we are in Act 3 Hell, and this is where things can start to get a little bit rough. Now the nice thing is the Druid is decently well equipped for it.
Fresh meat.
Thank you,
Capison
Capison.
gifted a tier 1 sub to Alzakiel.
With the
This
gifted
is their
sub.
first gift sub in the channel.
So it can get a little dicey out here, to say the least. This is definitely where I like having a bear. This mana burn's annoying. But the nice thing is, it's going to be a lot of lightning enchants in the Spider Forest. If you have to go through the Great Marsh, you might get souls, which might just be a reset, honestly. Probably not worth the time. And otherwise... Oh, we got this as well. Direwolf, and we're one away from a big old bear. And then Flare Jungle is either cold or lightning immunes, so you just have to be a little careful if you get a lot of cold immunes. But like I say, out here it's not too bad for the Druid so far. He can kind of handle himself through the spider early and stuff. And that way, souls can go to heck. Agreed. So we're 63, yeah. And like I say, bear is good. Bear is worth it. This is also one of the areas where, let's say that you just have a terrible map, right? Let's say that you go and you get the waypoint for the Spider Forest, and then from there on, it just is so bad. Everything is so horrible, and you just cannot, like, you have this long Great Marsh, and you can't get through it, and you keep spawning terrible stuff and all that, blah, 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 blah. If that happens, what you can do is you can reset your maps over and over and over again until you get an immediate exit to the Flare Jungle from where that waypoint is. I'll show that to you guys here in a second, or I'll give you the general idea of it soon at least. Wish there was an item that made Tornado move faster. I don't. I think when you start to get into those sorts of things, that's where games, in my opinion, start to really get ruined. That's like the Path of Exile style piece, whatever stuff there is like, I don't know. I dislike it. When you start allowing those things, everything just starts to move too fast. You know? And like speed in these games is actually something that I think ruins a lot of them and makes them not as fun overall. Diablo isn't a slow game. Diablo is a perfect speed game. And that's what makes Diablo great. You speed it up even a little bit, and it starts to get iffy. Okay, so we'll do the spider. I mean, everything is slow compared to PoE. PoE is insanely fast. Yeah, and I'm a speedrunner, but like, you gotta have an appropriate speed and pacing for a game. It's just the truth. Oof, that extra strong. What about D3? D3's got its own issues. Lightning res 10. Requirements minus 15%. That could actually be useful later on. And we're just going nice and slow through this area. As it's another one of those that if you jump in too quickly, you might just be screwed. Ah, darn, we do have to make this jump. Okay. Alright. I want to just clear a lane for myself.
Subscriber only message.
Thank you, Calvin. There's no subscriber only messages here. But anyways. Alright, so be very careful in this area. We're going to go around and then grab it. It's honestly not even worth fighting down there. Like, no point. Unless we have a bear and we're like a high enough level and doing well. So this might be one of those instances. So the way that these maps work are, they can connect between them through these like side entrances. So let me clear this out first, and then I'll do a better job showing it. Let me just clear this out. Ow. Come here. Okay. So, look right here on the map, right? You got this circle here, and you have this entrance in. You can also have an entrance over here, right? You can get a second entrance to these.
Subscribe to Mr. Llama SC to hear this message.
That's not the case. Thank you, Crunchy. So, between here and here, this could just connect to more Spider Forest, or it could connect to Great Marsh, or it could connect to Flare Jungle. So what you can do is you can just keep resetting your map, and then you just go to your waypoint and see if you have an exit to the Flare Jungle through right there. And that way you can avoid the Great Marsh, you can avoid all of the just like headache of stuff like that. Here you can see we do have this, and it's just going to take us to more Flare Jungle, unfortunately. Or more Spider Forest. So, you know, that's alright. That's usually not going to be a thing. But every now and then, and if you reset your maps enough, you can get that. And then you can just totally skip everything. So we will see. We're most likely going to have to go through the Great Marsh. Yep, there's our Great Marsh. So our map just didn't really look like it had a skip on it. But it also doesn't look like we have souls. So that makes it better. Unless we have some sort of skip way down there. So the Great Marsh without souls isn't bad. I always just try and look for an exit to the left or right. So whenever I have a pathway that lets me turn right or left, I want to take it. That's usually my focus. And the biggest reason is because if I get that, I'm going to have a better chance of finding Flare Jungle.
What is the Druid's best endgame niche? Javazon has cows. Sork has quick magic bind. Necro has.
Necro he's pretty good in pits if he's like corpse explosion. The druid is overall like end game. I'd say the biggest thing is he's just very strong as a character. He has a ton of life because he has his oak sage and his bear. He can telestomp things. He can be really good in like the maggot lair. He can be really strong in honestly a lot of just areas. I don't know if there's any specific area that I'd say he's the best character. Yeah, he's pretty good key farmer. That's a good point. He's decent for key farming. But yeah, he's one of those where I don't know if I'd say he's the best of anything, but he's pretty solid. Single player, Leslie. So here's another ability to turn off to the left, and I'm gonna take it because generally that can get us to a flare jungle. Looks like this time it will not. Maybe right up here. Hopefully not a dead end. As I say that, we run into a dead end. And once again, we might have an entrance over here into the flare jungle off of the Great Marsh. Sparkly chest. Doesn't look like it. Rip. It happens. Okay, so we gotta run back. Once again, though, the nice thing is, even though this is a terrible Great Marsh map, at least there's not any souls. So it's pretty easy to just run around. And souls aren't even the worst issue for us because we do have cyclone armor. So we could just like continuously recast it. But if you get a nasty souls group, that can be the end of you regardless. Conviction aura, dual enchant, whatever stuff. Like even with your cyclone armor, they'll just whittle it down so quickly. Okay. So now we have to see, we've got some immune to colds in these shooters. Got a minion somewhere in those shooters. And let's go ahead and just go take this stuff off of us. My bear's coming up. Ah! 3 to masteries. Brutal. Twisted Essence of Suffering. Essences are used for respecs. So say you want to respec in the future, but you've used all of your Den of Evil quest respecs, right? Because you get 1 for completing the Den of Evil in each act. What you can do is you can get all the essences. You get 1 from killing Andariel or Duriel. They both drop the same 1. And then 1 from each further act boss. Mephisto drops 1, Diablo drops 1, and Baal drops 1. Once you kill all of those, you can combine them in your cube, all 4 of them together. You get something called a Token of Absolution. And that, when you right-click it, which it says right-click to respec or whatever, will respec for you. All right, and now I got myself a big old bear. So bear is viable. Oak Sage is not viable for us right now. Once again, Oak Sage is something that I could throw up on the back lines in cases if I want to do that. But bear is immediately viable, as he can start to tank some things here and there. A lot of mana burns. So you can see that even though he's not like just chilling, standing up, hanging out, whatever the whole time, he can take enough hits to start, right? Oh, there's a dual enchant right there as well. Cold enchant, light enchant. Yeah, Oak Sage is OP, but it needs like levels on it. So this is also where, as you get plus to skills, you're gonna really start to improve your character a lot. Because plus to skills on this character is worth so much since you're gaining everything, right? Like, think of how much a +1 to skill is worth on this character. I get more Cyclone armor, a stronger Tornado, a stronger Hurricane, so already that's pretty big. Then I get a stronger Bear, a better Oak Sage, and then the synergy points also increase because, like I said, soft points still increase for your Bear and for the synergies of a summon tree of the Druid. So you get like so many value points out of plus the skills here. And so that's where you don't have to really focus on like dumping everything into Oak Sage, stuff like that. If you just get a few, you know, skiller GCs if you want, if you get some plus, you know, a Jalals, if you get whatever plus to skills items, and just kind of start rocking those. Get an amulet with 2 to Druid skills or whatever, just things like that. If you start putting a few of those things in, you are just going to notice, you know, everything's surviving and doing a lot better, and you're just in such a good position. Hi, YouTube. Hi, Mom. So, like I say, you can always put up your Oak Sage in behind, and like I'll use this on Ancients as well, because if I can get them to focus on the Bear, put the Oak Sage behind the Bear, then they're not going to touch, you know, either one, right? So now the Bear has more life, and they're leaving him alone because they're focusing on the Bear and me. So that's always a good way to deal with that. Secret Hitler is a great game. Oh yeah, every game on my recommended Amazon list there is a fantastic game. Just a heads up. None of those are ones I like haven't played. Those are some of my top ones. So, if you're looking for good board games, there's more I should put on that list, honestly. And I picked up that because that was just worth a lot of gold, right? Yeah, Codenames is also fantastic. Okay, and we will just continue forward and get the waypoint. This is also where, once again, picking up these sorts of things can be nice, because I have my lore, but making a better lore would still be really nice, right? Didn't know I played tabletops? Yeah. I have, I think, 80 board games. Unfair. You build a theme park unfair to your opponents? That sounds pretty fun. Munchkin is trash. Don't bring that trash in here and compare it with real board games. Do a tabletop stream sometime? Yeah, I could. My biggest issue with that is, one, I have to have friends. Yep. That's it, it's just one. I have not played Dwarf Fortress. No, the biggest issue is I would want to, you know, when you're playing board games with people, a lot of people like, dang, that stinks. Didn't have the waypoint there. A lot of people, you don't know if they want to like be streamed and stuff. You know, they come over, they want to just like hang out, play a game, not have to worry about like all of that stuff, right? To invite Carlos. And so that's always one of my like big concerns, is I'm like, I'd feel bad being like, hey, come over, also I'm streaming, because then it's like they can't, you know, no cursing and all that stuff, right, on my like stream rules. And a lot of people just want to like relax and play games and not have a bunch of rules. So we are now once again at Alora spot, and this is where you can find Burrune. This is where you can find up to Burrune, but also Grand Charms and gems and jewels and all sorts of stuff. You just pop these 3 things, see what you get. So getting the waypoint here is really helpful. I'm also not sure how much fun it would be for people to watch. I guess it just depends, but I do worry that it's not watchable enough simply because a lot of the games I like to play are so complicated. Dude, that dude just did a backstab maneuver on me. Did you see that? You know, so it's like a lot of them have pretty long rule books and it can be tough for people. No, it's not a humble brag. I'm not saying like I'm so smart because I like to play complicated board games. Anybody can play a complicated board game. You just, sit down and read the rules for an hour and a half and then you can play it. Like, it's just, we'll chat, have the patience to like, and we do it at the start. But then for those that don't know, I don't know, that's tough. This ring's not great. It's not bad. It has 9% MF, so if you want to save it for like magic finding in the future, that could be solid, but otherwise just doesn't really give us anything that we need. So yeah, I think you guys would understand if you sat down and watched the rules, but the problem with Twitch is people come in at all different points of the game. And so anybody who wasn't there immediately at the start is going to come in and go, well, wait, why? What are they doing? And then, like, I don't know, a game seems way less fun to me if you don't know the rules or what's happening. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, Lord. Really? So that right there is just like a worst case scenario nightmare. Extra fast, cold enchanted ghost, which are of course physical immune, and then cold immune, and then also lightning enchanted.
Rip.
That's just a worst case scenario that I should just teleport past, to be honest. And I was also mana burned because they mana burned, so I couldn't even cast my bear to get in the way. Goodness gracious, this is gonna be rough. There was just so much wrong with that picture. Is this part of the walkthrough guide? Yes, this is dealing with difficult situations. No, get a bear up. Okay. So, we need our body. We also need these guys not on our body. Alright, we could not click our body from there. They were in the way. This is going to be pretty brutal. Oh, you're still here. Okay. Let's do this. Try and drag them out to the bear. Oh god, I'm dead again. Oh! Alright, and teleport. Teleport, teleport, teleport. Alright, easy. There you go. That really is like worst case scenario though. That was pretty crazy. So yeah, those are situations that maybe resetting or teleporting past, whichever you need to do, but because you just can't do anything in there. Dang that curse. Whew. Yeah, no more cheek clenching. Okay. And open the chest. And there we go. Now we have the brain. How easy was that? So now that I have my bear, I'm going to go back and I'm just going to keep dumping over here to keep boosting our damage up. And there. And we'll go ahead and turn this in and get our life as well. Am I playing with no resets? No, I mean, I could reset if I wanted, but I just figured I could get out of that. Bear is a chonker. Yeah. Yeah, he is. Cool. Grab that. 20 to life. Beautiful. Make sure you grab that for sure. And that's a pretty good like layout for at least one of those. So, you know, if you want to do LK runs here, you can totally do LK runs. Which is the fastest way to get like Enigma and stuff, would be just doing LK runs, getting a bunch of burr runes, morph them up. It would still take you like, you know, 45 hours, 50 hours or something, but I'd only guard like this for throw barb. Not for throw barb, but I did for a melee barb. Okay. We want to always be careful of dolls down here, as dolls are a huge nightmare. As you guys probably know by now. And look at that beauty. Melee barb is boring. I actually find melee barb to be extremely fun. You just have to play it at a slower pace. You're gonna spend time farming, you're gonna spend time doing that stuff. But I think it's really a lot of fun to play, actually. It's just not good for like speed running or anything. And obviously for a lot of people in today's gaming world where everything moves so fast, you know, I think that's a very like boring character to them because, you know, most people are used to moving very quickly, right? And they, oh, you play PoE and every character you grab, you can fly around and massacre an entire screen by pushing one button, right? It doesn't matter. So, you know, with a melee barb, like, there's a lot of like drag the monsters out and one at a time and, you know, that sort of stuff. But I really think that it has a lot of fun in that way of play, actually. You just have to know what you're getting into. That's all. Okay, so now we have Travancore. And Travancore is actually pretty hard. So I would recommend killing stuff. Like, kill everything, kind of. Take your time, get the waypoint. Kill stuff, come in here. You know, fight these guys. Like, I don't think this is an area that you want to super speed through. Obviously you can speed through anything. The aura floating in the pool, it just means there's one of these dudes in the pool there. The might aura is coming from one of the Travancore guys up here. And then you can just like separate these guys off a little bit. So you don't have to fight all of them at once. Clear yourself a nice path. Holy Freeze plus Cold Enchant is a really bad combination. So this is a little rough. That is a pretty tough combination. As we're just moving super extra slow there. Check out this Grand Charm, 19 to life. Totally worth it. Ugh, due to summoning skills, Necro. And we'll go ahead and just keep that. And we'll just use our bear as a tank for us while we take these guys out. One at a time. And make sure to get your armor up, because once again, as soon as your armor drops, you'll just start noticing yourself taking a ton of damage. Insanely fast. And see if you can get in a spot where your tornadoes will actually hit. Doesn't look like mine are hitting. Nope, still not hitting. Let's see if we can move him off that spot. Still can't hit him with my tornadoes. There we go. Perfect. And that's a pretty easy way to just deal with the Travancore, which otherwise is extremely difficult. There's still going to be some difficulty here as we aren't done killing these guys whatsoever. I'm going to throw my bear in there and try and keep them distracted with him while we go hit the orb a couple times. And there is that might aura there, so I do want to be a little bit careful. Go here. Nothing good there. I have another Thol rune. Don't really need it, but it's not a bad rune to keep, to be honest. You'd rather Holy Freeze than extra fast? Debatable. Both are pretty awful. I'm gonna be honest. Cast our stuff and head towards the level 1, and always being wary of dolls, as dolls are just terrible. Okay, level 2. So here, once again, I want to run clockwise, so I'm always going to be sticking on this wall. And this is so I can get the waypoint. Ow. And once again, this is because farming this area is just super nice. See if it's above, and it is. There we go. So again, you can reset this over and over again. It might take 1 try, it might take 30 tries. But feel free to keep resetting it until you get an absolutely gorgeous map where everything is right lined up next to each other. And then you can just have an immediate turn off into your Durance of Hate next level. And just be in a really good spot. So map resetting is a skill. Wow, are you kidding? God, I wish I was a barbarian, especially a shout barb. All right, well, we got IK Helm, which is amazing for a IK barbarian, or just a shout barbarian. Pretty lucky slash unlucky, yeah. That would have been really nice. Put up our bear, let him tank those guys for us. And any second now, oh God, oh lordy. Okay, we will find the exit here. Any second now. There we go. Okay, so now we have Mephisto. I just like running across and teleporting across the middle here. I find that works pretty well. And this is another one that you can cast. Cast that thing there. And look at how fast we're melting Mephisto. Like, it's super nice. We have our Cyclone armor, which helps against him as well. So as long as you make sure that that stays up, this is a very simple kill. Wow, really? Interesting. And this up here is a super chest. So feel free to pop that. You can get some nice runes and things like that from there. What are the chances? Seriously, like that's actually crazy. So double IK finds. How does that sound? Trash. Trash. Actually a solid belt. strength, fire res, light res. Primo. I don't want to go up to 110 strength, but that is pretty nice. And then, of course, 2 to war cries, 2 open sockets, 29% magic fire. And yeah, you would get a bonus if you wore both. This is a very good helm for 65 strength. Especially, like I said, on a Warcry Barbarian. Super, super good. So, that's kind of funny that we found both of those. And also kind of sucks. Because I would have loved some other item that would have been useful to me. Strength bug the belt. The problem is I don't have 25 strength for strength bugging. Like, at all. It's a cool belt, though. If I had 110 strength, I would totally use that. Or if I was trying to wear, like, spirit shield and stuff. And let's give ourselves a nice round of a clap. As we have completed Act 3 Hell. Good job. Strength bug is where, because that item gives plus to strength, you would just put on, like, you know, charms or some other items that have a bunch of strength to them. Put that item on, it would give me 25 more strength. Take the other items off, but now I have all of that plus the strength still from the belt, and so the belt makes it so I can wear the belt. But if I take the belt off, or if I die, then I can't wear the belt anymore because I don't have the strength, right? So that's what strength bugging is. You use the strength of an item to allow you to wear said item. Even if I strength bugged it, though, I would still have to have... Ooh, we got souls here. This is where, once again, like I say, we got to be very careful. I'm going to recast my Cyclone armor quite often. And try and find the exit and try and avoid stuff. If you just want to reset when you get here, especially if you're hardcore, do it. Don't think twice about it. You can go until you don't get souls. You'll be in a much better position. Recast again. Okay. Haven't found Izzy yet. There you go. Like I said, all it takes is that to drop off and you're dead. It's pretty brutal. Pretty brutal. And I have 43 light res, so I'm not even running around with no light resist. But it just doesn't matter in the world of souls. Souls just do so much damage. So maybe we won't get souls this time. Nope. Not gonna let me make that teleport. Need light absorb? That does help a lot. That will help you a ton. Ah, gosh darn it, we have souls again. Okay, well we know where our exit is. We just need to get there without dying to souls. That is all. Ooh, I don't like that group. Or that one. Alright. Got ourselves into the city. Set up a little safety TP. Get some recasting going. Let's go. And Isual would be nice, but when there's souls out there, that's one that we'll like come back to. So I'll move forward here, I'll grab this waypoint, then we'll go back. We'll wait until we don't have souls out there, and then we'll find Isual and kill him. What is defense useful for? So defense is used in the calculation of is something going to hit you or not. Yeah. So physical hits. Something, anytime something has attack rating and is trying to hit you, that's where defense is used. Does DR and Cyclone Armor stack? Damage reduction is different from Cyclone Armor. Cyclone Armor is an elemental absorb. Damage reduction is a physical damage reduction. So there's also technically a magical damage reduction, but that's magic damage reduced by, and you're still gonna have whatever piece of that. Ooh, hello, Ishul. You do some good damage. Hello. I don't like these champions here that are hanging out. They're doing way too much damage. Not taking near enough damage. Seriously, they have like as much health as Ishul, it feels like. Ow. Tough fight. Especially when you got those guys coming up on you. But for 2 skill points, it's totally worth it. And this is always worth coming back for when you can get the double skill point here. Dude, these champion dudes are terrible. I haven't hurt that one dude. Chomp on him, bear. They are absolutely atrocious. My goodness. I mean, I shouldn't be on players 8, right? When would I have gone up to players 8? We'll just double set it. Oh, the super chest. Oh, I thought I reset it. Did I not change it back? That would make some sense. I thought I changed it back, but maybe I didn't. And wow, those tornado paths were terrible. That would make a lot more sense for why this is happening as it is. Yeah, that's definitely a player's 8. Alright. Reset. Ah, he's almost dead though. Not worth resetting. Plus, I might get souls again if I do and stuff, so why bother? Why bother? We're showing that you're so strong you can even fight on players 8. That's all. Easy. Look at that. Ah, nothing good on that. And now we get +2 more to skills. So we get even more damage. pretty good. Okay. And now we continue to the City of the Darned. Every now and then you get this running up into the area. I've had it happen a couple of times. Usually not. Good morning, Dotux. I don't really like fighting with all... There's way too many spawn dudes here, and so they really clog up the path. So that's kind of annoying, because we have both them and maggots. Gonna have to do some teleporting through. When does he give +2 skill points? Always. It's just Israel's thing, man. Get some experience. Yeah, those enchant dudes are one of my least favorites. Not chance. The cold immune guys. These guys grotesque. But like I say, when you pair them up with maggots, it just so much stuff is in your way. You just can't run. So we'll go here. We'll reset that and see if we can get a better boss group out there. Also see if we have a close area or not. Yep, anything that's just birthing a lot of mobs, exactly. Heart Carver to Unicrondle, is it good? I mean, it's okay. Darn. Okay, let's try over and up right here. It might be over and up right there. Yep. Okay. We're gonna go pound a stone. That's right. That is more stuff than I want to fight. So let's go up here. And oh my god, this is so terrible. There's so many things here. Are you kidding? What a horrible group of stuff. Make it a little bit less. Make sure our armor's on. Make sure our bear is up and helping tank for us. So that's always nice, is you can just separate things away, right? I always say one of the best things that you can do is find yourself a safe corner, somewhere that you can just put your back against the wall. It is extremely important. If you can do that, you can survive most any area. These dudes are tanky.
Your soul shall fuel the hell.
Be very careful here. And let's go do this. Seems like damage has really dropped off. You have to remember I'm only level 65 right now in Act 4 of Hell. And I have like pretty weak gear on. So my damage has dropped off a lot. Every additional point that I'm getting, I only have +1 to skills right now. So if I can get, you know, other items that are giving plus to skills, it's gonna help boost my damage a ton. It's actually like a huge damage boost for us. So that's something that's pretty important to remember, honestly, is, yeah, our damage has dropped off a lot. You know, but that's because we're pretty underleveled. And And we just don't have a lot of plus to skills and stuff like that. So getting even a few items that are, you know, there's some like clubs that are like 2 to druid skills and stuff like that. Getting those is, that's just such a huge difference for your character. Alright, let's see what we got. It is Foul Rune. Well, I have 2 fouls, actually. So let's see what the Haragic Cube recipes. 2 fouls and what? Oh, it's 3 fouls and a flawed ruby for a lem. Dang. I thought it was 2, but it doesn't switch to 2 until after that. We got another perfect amethyst. That's kind of cool. We could try and make another cool thing there. Make ourselves a perfect ruby. Put our foul away. 10 FCR. Don't need it. Also dump the Crocaw. Do I have another Row rune at all, or do I need to go get another one? Looks like we still have to get one.
Hail to you, champion.
Unfortunately. And I don't have any easy way to do it. I'd have to go and farm normal countesses to get that. But yeah, I could put this on if I want to get to that next breakpoint. I would lose some resistances to do so, though. If we want to do that, let's think. I also need another jewel. We'll just hang on and wait. Howdy, howdy. And then often when I'm going to get into the Chaos Sanctuary, I just like to teleport. Once again, you can kill stuff all along the way if you would like. This isn't like a terrible area that's impossible to get in. You can usually deal with everything pretty easily. I just find teleporting to be, you know, better, because there's enough time and effort and everything that I'm going to put once I'm inside the Chaos Sanctuary. So, kind of figure I'll devote my energy here rather than waiting. And this is pretty busy, so we gotta be a little careful here. This is actually quite busy. We have a champion Oblivion Knight group, which is not fun at all. And so we'll go up here and do this. Try and get ourselves a little bit of space. This hardcore? No, this is a guide. This is a very, very busy Chaos Sanctuary. That's all I can say. So, because this is a guide playthrough, we can take a little time and just clear it out. If this was a speedrun, I'd probably just reset it. And you can totally reset it on your own if you would like as well. If you get in there and it's just like jam-packed like this and you're like, there's nowhere to survive and to hang out and do anything. I can't find a wall to put my back up against, right? That sort of thing. You have no kind of safe spaces. Jeez, another boss group right there. Then, you know, feel free to just reset. There we go. We got one area kind of cleared out here. Oh, Kung Pao is great. And nice thing is we do enough damage now that, I mean, we should be pretty alright. So even if it's really crowded like that, our tornadoes do enough damage that we can clear it in a decent amount of time. Wow, look at that pathing. Atrocious. And then find a little bit of a safe space. It's a lot of NATOs, heck yeah.
What do you
Heck yeah, it is. But we need them. And we'll go ahead and repair our teleport charges as well. Get all our summons out. And enter the fist. Another Ort rune. Just needed a Ral. Okay, now we'll go back down this way and clear some of this stuff out. You have a question? Ask away. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to just ask. These champion guys really are awful, by the way. Cold immune, they're gonna be in the way. They run away, and they're really hard to kill. They just take a long time. So one of my least favorites. Look at how little damage I do there to them. And then they also curse you and stuff. So they're just bad in like every regard. The streamer, oh my god. That's what you're wasting it on. Now you never get another question, football. You've wasted it. You had your opportunity, and now it's been wasted. Ridiculous. Yeah, I really, really, really hate that champion group so much. But we'll go ahead and kill the other guys. The champion is okay. It's really the ghostly that I hate the most. Champion ones are not terrible. Yep. NATO is physical damage. That is correct. And kill him. Okay, good enough for me. What did druids do before Blizzard? Added respec. Arctic Blast. You just waited. That's all. You would just have your friend level you up, and then you would do it. Melee until 30. Yeah, you just figure out a way to chill until 30. It only takes effect on the active skill, Air Dog, with the exception of this summon tree, like I talked about before. Okay, so be careful with this boss. This is where having teleport is really nice. And then you can do the whole bug abuse of the leash if you can get him leashed. Unfortunately, our leash wasn't very good. But this is where you can just play that game of separating them kind of and going back and forth and casting bears and all that stuff. Just to make them take a little bit of time until you kill the boss. You just want to avoid that ghostly dude and make sure that we have our summon up. Because if we have our summon up and our cyclone armor up, we are good to go. There we go, boss dead. So I don't have to kill the rest of these guys. Not terrible experience though if I want to. Good enough. Cool. Do you get experience and drops from all minions if you kill the boss first and the other despawn from... Yes.
6 months. Happy to
Not
support.
experience, but they do have drops. Thank you, Snapper! Dude, seriously, look at how crazy this chaos is. There are just monsters everywhere in this Chaos Sanctuary. This is actually insane. There's not a single area that's just like, yeah, this is where you can relax some. Does Amp work with tornadoes? No. I don't believe so. Really grinds my gears? I don't know.
Hail to you, champion.
Not a lot. Should call it the Insane Sanctuary, right? Time for that 5 NATO helm. Amp would break it, yeah. That definitely. You can break physical immune with amp damage, but I don't believe it'll actually boost your tornado's damage. Maybe it does though. I'm like 80% sure it doesn't. That's for somebody to go look up. Okay, kill some of these guys. Just more stuff everywhere. More things. Seriously, can it just relax for a second? My goodness. This is insanity. And then we still have that champion or boss group or whatever that we have to go deal with before we kill this ace. So, we're not even in the clear yet. This group of all these champions. Kinda just want to drag them away, to be honest. Come here. Come on. Oh my god, there's just so much stuff. Amp damage, both, they do increase tornado damage. I mean, it makes sense because they increase physical damage. I just figured there was some sort of exception for spells. Interesting. Apparently forums say decrepit amp work, auras don't with NATOs. Okay, so might aura won't increase it, which makes sense because you're not, you can't like boost the, that's, you know, it's a spell that's then doing physical damage, and so might aura and stuff isn't going to be giving a spell increase. That's true. Amp damage and CE is a combo. For some reason, I just thought it didn't work with tornado. I don't know why. Just had it in my mind. Even though it didn't make sense that it wouldn't. Okay. Well, we will take care of these guys here with our safety net of a bear. Thank you, Mr. Bear. Sound of hurricane ASMR. Oh, it's nice, right? Thank you for the host. And ta-da! Chaos Sanctuary conquered. And that's about as hard as it's gonna get in the chaos. It doesn't get much worse than that. Ow. I want him to just keep breathing lightning at me, to be honest. That is ideal. No, I don't sleep with socks on. I would burn up, man. My body gets way too hot at night. See, so here I can once again stand between the beam and Diablo. It's super easy in Hell to do because the beam starts really far away. And that, my friends, is a dead Diablo. Bone shield. Easy as that. There's one of those essences as well. Give yourselves a clap.
Greetings.
Hey, CJ. Yep. Super easy. That's right. So we got a Millibregas,
What do you need?
which is like just complete trash. Like there is nothing on that. Nothing. But we do have Wall of the Eyeless, and this is nice because it has FCR and mana per kill, which is pretty solid. The problem is we lose all of our resistance from our current shield, and that's really always the issue with these FCR shields. You just lose so much that unless you have a bunch of resistances elsewhere, it's just not worth it. Just not worth it. Oops. So I'll grab that. So let's continue forward. And we can go, why no Spirit Sword? Because we're on, whatever you call it. Actually, let's see. I'm just going to go and use my socket quest on my wand because I'm not using it. And I'm almost at the end. I would not recommend this to you. Hey, we got 2 open sockets. Sick. So I can do 24 cold res, and then I can put something else in there if I want. I could do like plus 10 to strength or something. Don't really think I have anything else that is going to help me right now with it. So we'll just do that. I guess I could put an IO rune in there for 10 to vitality if I morph my 3 hells together. And that would be a nice boost of life. A little 20 more life there. But that's okay. Mana per kill. Yeah, mana per kill is also not bad. I'd rather do 10 vitality personally. Hi-oh doll, hi-oh doll. So now my res are looking good again. We can just keep moving. So you'll want to be careful out here. These fire archers, and there's also quill rats. There's just a lot of like awful ranged monsters out here that are really awful and can kill you. It's like a less bad version of souls, kind of, when you go against them all. So just note that and be careful. 'Cause there can be a lot of them. Yeah, and topaz in a wand will not do anything. Just a heads up. Split police? What are the split police here for? My splits are just fine, officer. I just got them checked last week. Do I not have that? No, I don't think so. Okay. So we want to do the first quest here, because first quest is good quest. First quest. Oh my god, are you kidding me? 3 IK pieces? Bro, we're gonna find the entire IK set by the end of this. So this first quest will get you, look at that pathing. It'll get you cheaper potions from Mala. Definitely want to check out the boots. Rare boots are really nice. See what we got. Too bad I'm not playing a barb. Seriously, like, I mean, 225 strength, but look at that. This is a very solid maul, by the way. 2 open sockets on it. 40% increased attack speed. 200% enhanced damage. 38% chance of crushing blow. Increased damage versus demons and undead. IK maul is primo. And then also when we had the helm and the belt, I mean, we could have really been rocking stuff as a barb. Yeah, we got 38%, so pretty good roll. It rolls 30 to 40. So I'm kind of sad. Now I want to go and, obviously it's level 76. I want to like level to 76 and then become some sort of like Fury Druid with that maul or something. Have some fun. I can also put Hell Rune in it. That's not going to lower the level requirement though on it, right? It'll only drop the strength requirement. Still nice. Look, quick respect to Fury to kill Bale. The problem is I'd have to go to 76. I would need to hack my character really quick in Hero Editor or something. So that we could, like, do it right before Bale. Could be fun, though. Wish Hell dropped level requirement. Probably be too OP if it did. Ow! Oh, I'm dead. I can't move. Oh my lord! I really thought I was dead there. Not gonna lie. Really thought I was dead. The TP didn't go off on the first one, and that was close. Okay. Am I cheating again? Wait, how am I cheating? I haven't cheated yet. If you want to save Anya, you totes can. This can be a good, this is also a really scary area, just as a heads up. Especially with these mob spawns. Thank you, Benja! Oh my god, Frozen River. Where's the waypoint at? Wow, there it is. Thank you so much. Welcome back 8 months. So this is a really like hard, nasty area that we're kind of going through right there. I'm definitely gonna reset to have better bosses, as those are just terrible spawns. So that for sure is gonna happen. Let's go check back here and see. There they are. Okay. And now we should be able to reset. Let's go. Is there an Anya resistance bug? Yes. If you die, it'll reset. Darn trash there. So it won't work anymore, even though it pretends like it is working. Let's drop our Eth rune. Let's get rid of a Thol rune. Let's drop an Am rune. Let's drop a Tyr rune. Let's drop a Neph rune. Don't care about that guy. Let's keep our IK piece. Let's keep our Rao rune. Let's put an Ort in place of a Dal rune. Drop our Tau rune. Cool. Perfect. So yeah, like I say, if you want to go after Anya there, totally can. You can get souls down here, and it gets really nasty though. So just a heads up. If you get souls in here, you might reset it. Also, these rot walkers, which can charge you, can be kind of annoying as well. So, just depends what you get. We'll go through here. And not too bad, honestly. Oh god, now it got suddenly a lot worse over here. Now it suddenly got worse. I don't like having this boss man right here. And that guy is extra fast as well. Oh, that's bad. That's just a bad set of monsters. Yep, I don't want to fight that.
Salutations.
That's just not gonna happen. Biggest reason is in there we have just some terrible, like extra fast on the main boss and then 2 boss groups all right next to you. Just not gonna be fun. So I'm just gonna move forward. I don't really care too much about Anya right now. My res are good enough. But that's something that you want to do anyways. This guy's close to be my world record run from 4 years ago. With a bunch of pause and chill and slow down and gear talk and stuff. Testament to how much faster we've gotten, I suppose. It's pretty funny. And I've like over leveled and stuff. So that's actually really funny. Ugh, so many extra fast cold dudes. Whew. It was 8-10? Nah, I can't beat it. Hellbale takes a while to kill. He's actually super annoying how long he takes to kill. This is original. Must be tired of this game now? Nope. Waypoints or checkpoints. Grab as many of them as you can / want. They are fantastic. And then because that's so close to the Ancient's Way, I'm actually not going to get an Ancient's Way waypoint. Whereas normally I would get the Ancient's Way waypoint just as like a checkpoint in case something, you know, goes wrong or whatever. But here I don't really have the need to. No. Hit the bear. What are you doing? Go. Since we have that one right there, and I can always
Join my army of the dead.
whatever. Thank you, Grievous. So you're shaving Gillette. Why didn't she read that? I don't know.
Looks like you're shaving time on your Hell Druid run after all, llama.
Yeah, let's just do that.
Gillette, the best a speedrun can get.
The best a speedrun can get, huh? Ouch. I should get some thawing potions for in there. This is where my low level is catching up to me for sure. Because I've been pushing through the game a little bit quickly. My gear and low level is definitely starting to catch up, and we're seeing what happens when that happens. You have to start moving very, it's a lot harder to kill things. There's also a lot of cold immunes in Act 5 down in here and stuff. And just like really fast monsters in general as well. So that makes it also quite difficult. Let's get the ancients. Okay. Still waiting on your bits from Gillette? Me too. We can't. Tomorrow we riot. If we don't have them by tomorrow, then we riot. Okay, so now we're at Ancient's Hell, and this is a point where you're going to want to start putting some potions into your cube. Apparently I have something in there. And the biggest reason for this is it's easy to run out of potions on this fight. So you can, 1, put them here, and 2, you can drop them in the Ancients area themselves, and then they'll be on a timer, right? So I can come in here and I can physically do that and just throw potions on the ground to just have spare potions for this fight if I think I will need them. Simple as that. Peaceful rioting. Yep. Okay, so now we can go. So we don't want stone skin is gonna be bad. Cold enchant will be like kind of bad. It's not like the worst thing ever because, you know, we can still hit with physical. If anybody's physical immune, we have to reset it. And stone skin as well, we're gonna want to reset that. And then beyond that, we're going to want to reset anything that's like extra fast talic. I like to usually reset. Maybe like a fanaticism or might aura we're gonna reset, like those sorts of things. So you just gotta kind of feel it out and try and get stuff that's just like teleport and, you know, spectral hit's not that terrible and whatever. Those sorts of things are what you're gonna go for. Magic resist. There's a lot of mana burn here. I'm going to reset just because of all the mana burn. I don't really want to deal with all of that. That actually could have been something I did if I just kept my bear up, but there's a stone skin, so we'll reset out of that. Extra strong. Stone skin. Don't want to fight stone skins. Mana burn. Cold enchant. Spectral. Okay, this is probably okay. This one's probably okay. So the first thing that you'll want to do is you want to separate them in some manner, right? So here we do that, and then we come down here. And just like that, we've got not separated. Perfect. Looks like Bear Man didn't quite do the job of separation effectively. So now we just gotta try and grab one and bring him over. And your bear can sometimes aggro more, which is the biggest issue. See mana burn? No. He does have an enchant on though. So Matic isn't gonna focus the bear really, so you need the bear to just be in between you. And then also make sure your Cyclone armor is up during this fight. And he is really not giving us... Oh, he is focusing the bear that time. He's not giving us anywhere to fight him. We need to get him into more open space. Because my tornadoes are just going all over the place right now. This is kind of disgusting. Alright, let's see if we can get tornadoes here. That'll hit. There we go. Alright, and now he is focusing the bear, so that's really good. If only he'll stop moving. Tornado pathing is atrocious, per usual. But when you can get a line, then you can be in a good spot. Come on. Come on. And we're out of the range of the cold enchant explosion. Perfect. Okay, so that's one down. Make sure everything gets recast. We'll go snag some more potions. I'm actually really surprised that did not aggro. Right there. Okay. So he's got mana burn, so we just want to make sure that he stays focused on our bear. And once again, this is where having a big old bear is insanely useful. Like, insanely useful. And yeah, fighting them one at a time is also really helpful here. And highly recommended. If you want to fight multiple, you definitely can, especially like once you get Talik out, because Talik's usually pretty annoying. But once you get him gone, it's not too bad at all. And then to fight the last guy, we're just going to make sure that we get in a good spot. We don't want him to spin on us since he's pretty disgusting. And we'll just come here and make him fight us like this, which means he can't spin. He is fire enchanted though, so we need to be careful of that, as he will explode for a lot of damage. I wonder if he's gonna spin on that angle. He might. This one he should not. Oh, nope, okay, he will. A little unfortunate. Not a big deal though, as once again, we just need to get his focus not on us, and this also allows us to get a little bit further back when he does die from his explosion. And there you go, Ancient's done. How simple is that? That was pretty easy, right? Vitality, Twister. Now our goal is to get to the waypoint here. This can be very difficult depending what spawns you get. This is one of those areas that, one, I would say taking it slow can be useful and just killing everything. But additionally, it can be really helpful if you die and then like keep running around with your naked body. I know that sounds a little weird, but it's kind of better to just like keep trying for it for a little bit than to not. Yeah, so you just do some like naked strats, right? So you can just keep trying to find the exit. How did that hit me? And it can just save you a little bit of time and things like that. Okay, so we do need to go this way. Let's see if we have some sort of teleport swap spot there. We don't. We've got a Might Aura here. And there we go. All right, level 2. And again, we just want to get the waypoint. Oh, we have souls and my armor wore off. Oh, this is rough. Please be the waypoint. It is not. Ah, crap. Really? That's bad news. Let's get the curse off. And now we're gonna have to do some like big boy teleporting strats. So we know the entrance is gonna be over here somewhere, so it's gonna be there and then like over here. There you go.
Join my army of the dead.
I am naked now. What is it I do
good.
next?
So it's okay to do some teleport risque stuff right there. Once again, this is also decent experience down here if you do want to spend time fighting. Or if you just want to teleport through, that works as well. Really up to you. Good lord. Man. Not my favorite map. A lot of searching. But there we go. Now there can also be souls in the throne room, there can be dolls in the throne room, there can be death lords in the throne room, there can be all sorts of just terrible things down here. So this is also an area that we're going to be taking a little slower. No biggie, just to kill some things along the way. Alright, we got those dudes. Another set of that boss group, which is kind of annoying. We'll have to deal with that later. But overall, pretty chill throne room. Not too bad. And so we'll go back here and clear up some of this stuff because I am gonna want to probably drag some of the like wave 4 and 5 stuff away. And so I'm gonna need to kill this stuff anyways. So we will just come here and kill these guys. Make enough space for ourselves, assuming we can get some tornadoes. Wow, there's 2 guys in there. I did not see that at all. Easy. How scared do I get of Mang songs dropping? I mean, we're mostly past the point of it, but you know, I'm always slightly scared. Always a little bit of fear in the tummy there. So, once again, the nice thing with this character is because we have physical and cold, we're not really running into too big of issues here, right? There's none of these waves are such a big issue that we can't deal with them at all. We're always going to be able to damage them. I don't think any of them can spawn physical and cold immune. So, no real worries there. You can always just, you know, kill stuff. Make sure you keep your armor up, as those cold shots can actually do some decent damage. Oh, thank you, Windows Defender. Come on. Perfect. Wave 2 down. Wave 3 can be a little gross and a little aggressive, so be careful, as they do have the lightning enchant. And they do move very quickly. This is another one that spreading out a little bit can benefit you some, kind of like with the Travancore if you'd like, where you just kind of kite them back. And so you're not fighting all of them at once, but kind of separating them. And then keep your armor up. Is always one of the biggest points per usual in this game. Keep the armor up. Wave 4 will just take a tiny bit of time to kill, but is always worth really good experience if you want it. And again, so long as your armor is up, you should be totally fine handling them as well. We'll just do that. And get some Gucci experience along the way. And you can see just how quickly we're killing this stuff as well, right? Like, this is a pretty smooth Bale character, for sure. Very, very, very smooth. What is that pathing? Terrible. And last wave, of course, takes a very long time. So feel free to just skip it if you want. Or you can sit there and fight it. Lightning Enchant is not my favorite to fight. So I'm just going to try out Lightning Enchant, Curse, Spectral Hit. So instead we'll just do a drag and then teleport back in. And then now we can fight against Bale. Oh no! One of them came back in. Nope. There we go. That was close. Go ahead and just do this. Get some thawing potions for safety. Leaving a comment to find it later on YouTube. Perfect. Everybody, go ahead and leave a comment so you can find it later on YouTube and you can say, I was there during the Hell Bale fight. And here you will notice just how little damage we do against Bale. It's kind of disgusting, I'm not gonna lie. Bale is, I don't know. Tornadoes also just suck in general, and his appendages are cold immune, so we can't even kill those guys. And he just loves to summon up giant armies of them. So, it's pretty annoying actually. But if you can get some good bears going, and you can get him in a good spot where he's not summoning a bunch of appendages, you can whittle him down in an okay amount of time. I don't think I was hitting him there. But he also loves to just get in these awful spots where your tornadoes are not going to hit him. And then you're really going to have a fun time. I think that's hitting. Yeah. What is that pathing? Welcome to Bale fights. The nice thing is at least Hurricane is hitting when you're near him. And he does have a pretty big base as well. He's just a large object. Not fat shaming in 2020. Big and beautiful. Bale is level 99, that is correct. You know the real one. Well, he hasn't dropped a clone yet, but I can show you when he does. Oh god. Based on the name positioning.
Impossible.
Just max that. Fake one doesn't teleport, and also the demon. Look at the demon and Bale's name right now. Where it's positioned. I am not hitting him. It's not, it's like in the middle of his name, but it's not aligned left. It's aligned center. On the clone, it's aligned left. So that's how you can tell the difference just by looking at them, assuming they're not teleporting or anything like that to help show you. Perfect, there you go. So you can see it's aligned left, right? Demon is aligned left there. Whereas on real, it's not. So, if you ever want to get rid of this, yeah, I assume it was on purpose so you could tell the difference. You just go far away and then you just head over here. And basically if you get far enough away from Bale and then go to town, his clone will disappear. Simple as that. When's the next OOT stream? I don't know. Part of me wanted to just like play some OOT tomorrow, to be honest. Come on. And clones really suck, so usually when you get one, getting away is just the strategy. just to despawn it, because otherwise it's just both of them hitting you over and over. It just usually makes it really hard. Any plans to speedrun Ocarina? You know, if there's ever another game that I want to speedrun, it's Zelda. Either Majora's Mask or Ocarina of Time. Think ZFG's solidified it? I mean, I don't have to, like, get the world record of it. Like, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do the any percent. I don't care about that. I'd be going for 100%. Or like all dungeons, or you know, that sort of stuff. What's the current world record? Like 350 something? But yeah, I mean, you know, I'd want to compete and do my best and stuff, but I would just have fun if I could be competitive somewhat in it and just see improvement. That's one of the best things about speedrunning, and a cool thing about like speedrunning a new game is you get a lot of like time improvements, you know? Like it's really hard to improve in Diablo 2 speedrunning. Yeah, I think it's 3 hours, 50 minutes for 100%. So that's every item, every heart piece, every, you know, Skulltula, all that stuff. And then all bosses killed and everything like that. Ever thought about Dark Souls? I think it'd be really fun to play Dark Souls. I don't know if I want to speedrun Dark Souls. But I think it'd be really fun to go play through. But yeah, I think Zelda speedrunning would be something I would be really interested in, actually. Because I just have a blast playing it, man. It's just so fun. Scary jump scare mansions. Good. Forget that. Ow. Alright, we'll just kill the clone. I need to go back to town anyways, actually. So you can see that overall this is not a hard fight, just a long fight. It's just slow for the druid to get the kill. And as you increase in damage, it'll get a little bit better, but you know, it is what it is. Get him! Get him! Yo, Grievous! Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank Carlos song.
Carlos song. That's the welcome to stream song. It's not specific to anybody. Oh, it's so hard to hit. Come on, man. Should sing it every time I start stream. I don't know about that. And there you go. Just like that. Give yourselves the clap. Whew, no make songs. You are now the proud owner. The proud owner of a patriarch. Wowee. GG. Well done. Look at that. 826. Not too shabby at all. Not too shabby at all for just chilling. Nothing good there. So, yeah, that is the Druid. Here's the gear we ended up with. Iratha's energy. Just a nice life light res belt that I purchased. You could find one of these very easily in the shop. Nice little FCR ring right there. Those boots that we found from Normal Bale. I think that's where we got those. Ancient's Pledge. Stealth. 20 FCR with 24 cold res jewel in it, and then 60 to mana, and then we have another slot for another jewel if we want. Allure, and this amulet we found really early. So like I say, overall there is still a lot of room for improvement on gear here. We're running literally +1 to skills at the moment. There is a lot more resistance, a lot more plus to skills, a lot more just stuff, damage overall that we can be adding to our character. But this is a very good, just simple build right here, right? Nice and easy. Nice and easy character right there.
Welcome back.
So that was the Elemental Druid. I hope you guys enjoyed it and had a lot of fun. Oh, I have to be 76. Oh, man. Yeah, give yourselves, once again, a nice little clap. Forgot about that. Mall bear with that. We're gonna get this puppy going. No move for you guys. Well, I wanted to do an IK mall for you guys instead. I thought that would be fun to give you. And I guess that's all we need for Fury. So I guess now we can just pump, like, we can get ourselves a bear if we want. Pump some Oak Sage up. Get ourselves a heart. Let's do that. And then we go 1 second into this. Program files. Scam Gillette. Perfect. What do you know?
Hello.
And Werewolf Farm. Let's give ourselves a little attack rating. Shame I sold the belt. No, I didn't. I kept it. So now we get some added fire damage. Give ourselves a little Fury attack rating boost here. I sold IK Helm, but like, yeah, who cares there? Sure. That'll work. Adds to cold damage, sure. Cool. And now I'm a big old bear. Dun, dun, dun. Boom, boom. Oh wait, I'm a wolf. You're right. I stand corrected. Get him. Nice. Look at us go. I need cannot be frozen pretty badly. It's always like the biggest key to any melee character. Not being able to be frozen. Nice. Come on, Andariel. Nice. We actually found it. That was super fast. Alright, let's see how quickly this takes Andariel down. Oh, my res are really bad. Oh yeah, I don't have my shield on anymore. That makes sense, doesn't it? Oh, get my sage up. He does cold damage. Awful. Ow. Alright, shut the door on him. Nice. There we go. There we go. Now we're ready. Cursed. Not my favorite. It's actually okay. This is actually not the worst thing that's ever existed. Oh, now we're gonna dominate Andariel. It's the other part of it. Uh-oh. Let's just get away from that guy. Like, I mean, look at it. Is it the fastest kill of any build or anything? No, but... Watch Andariel. Get owned. Get owned. Alright. We gotta do a quick pit stop for some health. We're clapping those Andariel cheeks. With more attack rating to be fluid, we have 4K attack rating, 71% chance to hit. It's pretty good, actually. Just need, you know, a little bit better gear overall, but it's okay. It was a fight to the death. Hey, unique ring. That's pretty good. I came all approved.
Good day.
Wow, that's a ring right there. I was hoping for Ravenfrost. That would have really made this build solid, but Dwarf Star is not bad at all. Not bad at all. Get some fire absorb, 40 to life. Primo. Plus some magic damage reduced on it is actually pretty solid. So, yeah, there you go. You find an IK Mall and you can go make yourself a Fury Druid pretty easily, who actually does okay. Actually not the worst character ever. GG, good night. Have a good night. Now, obviously, when you go to, like, you know, out here, you're going to run into more issues. That's souls. That's always issues, no matter what. But even there, I mean, we do decent damage. Biggest issue is we definitely have we need cannot be frozen right now. We need a physical. Nope, that's not us. So, yeah. With that being said, hopefully this was a good playthrough for you guys. Hopefully you're able to get yourselves through hell, beat the game with the Druid. He's a pretty solid character overall. He's solid. He's got his absorb from his cyclone armor. He's got physical and cold damage. And he's just, you know, I don't know. He just plays well. He's just really, really good. So, yeah, I hope you had fun. I hope that taught you some things. You learned some new stuff. And, mwah! Kisses to you all. Appreciate it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, or those things. And have a good one. Peace out, YouTube.